Michael Crossland, thank you very much for joining us this morning and through our COVID-19 Insights of the Great interviews. You were part of our book not a long time ago, Gardens of the
Yes.
Greats. So it is wonderful to have you back with us and sharing this time your insights on the COVID-19 crisis and everything around it. So you've been through hard times, challenges throughout your life, health-wise and other aspects. How did you manage it?
Yeah, firstly, I want to say thanks for letting me share a little of my life and message again today. And to have me in your book was a great honor. I have that sitting in my lounge room, sitting right in front of the TV. And it's always there when people come around. They always ask me the question, what's this book about? And obviously, I quickly turn to the right page, which is the picture of me. So I appreciate very much you having me involved. But yeah, for listeners that don't know, my journey has been an interesting one. Right now I'm very fortunate. I've traveled the world as an inspirational speaker. Last year, 180 flights, 22 countries. Was fortunate enough to share the stage with the Dalai Lama, with Sir Richard Branson, Tony Robbins. So my career from an outside looking in looks very easy, looks very uplifting and very enjoyable. But I think that it's been the hard times and the challenges and the pain and the suffering that have actually led me into the life that I get to live now. But not only the pain and suffering, but it's been really about how I've been able to deal with that pain and suffering that allows me now to live a remarkable life. I was diagnosed with an incurable cancer of the central nervous system called neuroblastoma stage 4 as an 11-month-old baby boy. I was told that, there is no chance of survival. My mum, though, she wouldn't quit and she wouldn't give up on a little boy. And she asked one question that saved my life, and that was, I don't want to know what the chances are of my son dying. I just want to understand what the chances are of my son surviving. The doctor gave me a 96% death rate, and she chose to grab hold of that 4%. Chemo started on my first birthday. Chemo cycle was 9 days on, 3 days off for years. I was a part of a trial drug. They trialed on 25 patients. Sadly, 24 of them died. The after effects of that drug have been horrific. I had burns from head to toe. I was wrapped up in bandages. They had me lying in baths full of ice. I had my first heart attack when I was 12 from the after effects of the drug. I had another one when I was playing baseball in America at the age of 18. Then I had bacterial meningitis when I was 24 in the peak of my corporate career. 23, 24 years old, had 600 staff and 120 banks around Australia and New Zealand. Got meningitis, then I got fluid on the brain, Bell's palsy, and then 4 years ago I got diagnosed with 4 more tumors of the throat. They told me that I wouldn't make it to Christmas, but I've realized that no one in our life is ever going to tell us what we can do. They'll only ever tell us what we can't do, and it's really about our choice in taking control of our mindset, trying to fill our hearts with optimism and resilience and courage and the tenacity to never give up. And it's remarkable what we can achieve when we truly shift our mindset, when we begin to believe in ourselves. And one of the hardest challenges for me since the health problem was back in 2018, 2019, when the GFC hit. I was a big banker. I thought I knew all about money, and I invested all of my mum's money in the share portfolio because my mum and dad separated. Long story short, the GFC hit. I lost all of my mum's money. I had to put her in a caravan park. I felt that I failed her, and it was heartbreaking for me to have failed a woman that sacrificed so much of her life for me to give me the life that I get to live. And I think that through that hard times, there was no way I was going to quit. There was no way I was going to give up. And I just had a dream and a goal and a vision to be able to give back and serve to her. And 4 years ago, to be able to put a pink ribbon on a brand new door to a brand new home was, without a doubt, one of the greatest things that I've been able to do. And I think that through those challenging periods of times, obviously I've learned so much, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all today. But I really began to understand that it is far greater to give than to receive.
So what mindset kept you going? Did you have some, a specific mindset when to go through all those challenges?
Yeah, I think that there are only 2 types of people in the world. There are those that use their pain and suffering as the justification behind why they fail. And there are those that use the exact same pain and suffering as the motivation to succeed.
Mm.
And I think it's really all about choices. And the metaphor I like to think of is we either can live above the line or we can live below the line. And when we live below the line, we're a victim. We blame other people. We make excuses. We're in denial about situations. And the other option is we can be a navigator. We can steer our ship in the direction we want to take it, and we can take ownership, accountability, and responsibility of our lives. But I think what's really important, especially in the current climate, is that it's okay to be a victim. It's okay to feel bad. It's okay to be fearful and be filled with worry. But what's not okay is making the choice to stay in that space, in that mental state of mind where you think that your life's not fair. Scientifically, it's proven that we will become a victim, or we will dip below the line more than 40 times a day. But I think the most important part is it's about how long we stay there, not how often we go there. And I think that, you know, if we can begin to understand this mind, and we can begin to realize that what are the steps that we can take on a day-to-day basis that's going to allow us to springboard back above the line when we identify that we're in that victim mental space, that I really believe is going to determine the quality of life that we get to live and the outcome of our problems that we face each and every day.
What are your coping mechanisms at the moment to stay healthy, both mentally and physically, during this lockdown? And you have this program that you have at the moment, and you know, maybe you want to talk about that as well. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, of course. For people at home, my journey in the speaking world, that's my full-time career. You know, I left the corporate world about 9 years ago. I decided to give back to the world. My wife and I opened up an orphanage in Haiti because we were told we could never have kids. We opened up a school for 270 children. We were told, and we truly believe that education is the key to transformation. And that is the key component to allowing these kids to lead a normal life. So we went down that path. We did the humanitarian thing. And then the speaking world just went insane. I was lucky enough to do a heap of different TV shows. The Australian Story did a documentary on my life, and I did a lot of work in America on different shows. And so that was all going swimmingly well. We were blessed with an amazing miracle in 2017, 2018, when we were told we couldn't have a baby, and we defied the odds, and we had a beautiful little baby. Unfortunately, he was very, very unwell. He was 10 weeks early, and he had a horrible illness called sepsis. Again, the doctors told us that we maybe had 4 or 5 days with our little boy, which it really broke us. You know, that was
another challenge.
That was the first time in my life that I've walked a day in my mum's shoes. And, you know, I realized very, very quickly that it is far easier to lie in the bed than stand next to it. And
Cool.
you know, thank God that he's okay now. He came out the other side. He's a healthy 2-year-old boy, and boy, is he an absolute handful right now, being locked in. And so all my speaking has finished. Like, there's no events anymore. That all the conferences have been cancelled. My wife lost her job. We're in the process of selling our home so we can stay afloat and maintain our life and our lifestyle and the dreams and the goals and the visions that we have moving forward, not only for us personally, but to also serve and protect our children in our orphanage. So there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of challenges, and it would be very easy to go stir crazy and dip below the line and make the choice to stay there. And I don't want to be a passenger in this life that we get to live. I want to be the pilot. I want to be the captain. And I want to make the choice every single day to get out of bed and have a dream and a goal and a passion to serve other people and live the best life that I can. Because I understand through my challenges, this is not a dress rehearsal. You know, we don't get another shot at this. And that's why every day that I wake up, I am so grateful that I got a chance to wake up. And I think that going through my day-to-day routine through this challenging time has been the key component that allows me to get up and keep moving forward every single day that we're in this lockdown. So for me, I have some pretty simple routines that have been really helpful for me.
Yeah.
The first things that I really try and get going as soon as I wake up out of bed is activation, meditation, and appreciation. So activation is getting the heart going, get the endorphins flowing, some sort of exercise. I get up very, very early because I'm not meant to go outside if there's other people around because of my low immune system. The doctors have made it very, very clear that if this COVID-19 virus was to get into my system, then that would be it. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm as fit as I possibly can be and I will be very, very cautious to ensure that it doesn't come into my home or near me. So I get up about 5 o'clock, go for a run. That's my routine, get my exercise on. Then I come back home, and now it's about trying to get my mind right, and that's for meditation. And a lot of people, they're like, oh no, people that burn incense and wear cotton and have giant long beards, they're the only people that meditate. But I realized, working with some of the highest paid professional athletes, some of the most successful CEOs on this planet, that's one thing they all have in common. They all meditate, and it's about silencing the mind. And it doesn't matter about their faith, whether they're a Christian or a Buddhist or have no faith at all. It's just purely around silencing the mind, quietening it, and allowing your mind to recharge. And then for me, finally, is around appreciation, and that's the gratitude journal. I always go through and think and write down the 3 things that I'm truly grateful for, because for me, that really sets me up for a really powerful day. It allows me to go into the day with an approach of appreciation to the little things that I probably wouldn't have acknowledged if it wasn't for taking the time out to reflect on the marvelous things that we do have in this world that we can enjoy.
Now that we are living in much smaller environments, and you just touched on that, how do you find comfort in your garden at the moment with the family? Do you spend a lot more time there? How do you spend your time at all there?
Yeah, I think don't let the suit fool you. My hands are a mess at the moment. I've actually never spent so much time in my garden ever. Fortunately enough, in the past, we've been in a very blessed position to have a gardener. But now things are tight, so we need to make some changes. And I'm getting out there with the hedge trimmer and the whippersnipper and weeding the gardens. And what was amazing yesterday is we spent about maybe 5 hours in the garden. I've got a 2-year-old son. Try and do anything for more than 2 seconds before he gets distracted and wants to chase a butterfly, or wants you to blow bubbles, or wants to tell you that he needs to use the potty, even though he doesn't. He just likes sitting on it because he gets to watch the TV, So it's a crazy mind. But it's nearly 6 hours yesterday. We got a chance to just escape physically, mentally, emotionally. It takes you away from your problems and your challenges that the world might be facing around you, for you to just be truly present. And what's, for me, really remarkable about spending time in the garden is a thing that's called instant gratification. It's like painting. It's like mowing the lawns. It's like hedging a plant or a tree or putting mulch down. You can actually do something, and very, very quickly you can feel that amazing joy of seeing the transformation occur. So I'm actually spending a load more time in my garden now than what I normally would, because normally I'm on 180 flights a year. I'm away for 8 months, living in tiny little studio hotels around the world. And now I'm at home in my beautiful house with my gorgeous wife and my amazing, incredible son. And I'm just so grateful for the time that I'm getting to spend. And, I think that there's a lot of horrible things going on in the world, right? There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of uncertainty. But for me, there's a lot of beauty as well. I really, truly believe that right now the earth is getting a chance to heal, and humanity is getting a chance to reset. And I think that when we face these dark times, we begin to prioritize what's truly important. And I think that it's so important that we begin to understand that we must embrace the coolness of the shadows so that we can truly enjoy the warmth of the sunshine.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I was actually about to ask you your best piece of advice for the coming times, but I think you just answered really well. So that's fantastic. Do you want to touch up on your coaching program?
Of course.
Yeah, that would be wonderful to hear about it, because it's going to be helping so many others, remotely, and how you're going to do it from now on, basically, with this new economy, this new era.
Yeah, I think that through great challenges, we must begin to evolve, adapt, and embrace change. And that's something that I've had to do all my life, but it's usually been health related. Now it's career related, and it's around being able to add value and serve the masses around the globe, but be able to do it from my own home. And I think that one thing that's really important for me, and it always has been a really important component of who I am and what I stand for, is about ensuring that I can leave a legacy. Not only do I want to be able to leave a legacy, but I want to be able to live into my legacy. So last year, I finally got the opportunity to start to record. Probably 5 or 6 years I've been developing information, I've been researching, I've been interviewing, I've been trying to understand, but then be able to create something that will help transform and shift mindsets around the world. So I've been able to create an online training program. It's called Better Mindset. The website, bettermindset.com, or just go to my website, michaelcrossland.com. And what I've been able to do is just create something that basically has everything that I've ever been able to develop in my entire life. So it's got all my audio books. It's got my autobiography, which now I'm very fortunate to have it as a bestseller across 6 countries around the world. We donate all the profits to my orphanage in Haiti. It has my video training programs. It talks about the 3 steps to personal transformation, the 3 steps to mental strength, also the power of giving through re-energizing your soul. It also has a 1-hour interview with my beautiful mum, and I promise you, take maybe not a hanky or a couple of tissues, maybe take the whole box, because to hear my journey from her outlook is truly inspiring and truly, truly remarkable. So I really challenge you to delve into that. But it also has 6 months worth of coaching calls. So every month I get on and I spend 45 minutes to an hour with everybody that has downloaded the program to be able to become the best versions of themselves. I think that we can have all the finance and all the wealth in the world, but if we can't get this right, then all that wealth is worthless. And that's why I've been able to put this package together. And I told you beforehand, I've been able to, be able to put something together for you guys. That whole program is valued at $3,000, but I don't want to charge $3,000 and only have a select few people be able to afford it. So we've been able to drop it down for your listeners to $495. Obviously, a chunk of that money is being donated to my orphanage in Haiti. We're also supporting the fire victims here in Australia. I don't doubt we'll be donating money to try and find a cure and a vaccine for this virus. So not only can I serve through people buying this program, but also it hopefully serves them in getting them a better understanding of their mind and being able to become the best version of themselves.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much for your amazing insights and positivity throughout those challenging times, changing times. Yeah, thank you very much. And if you want to discover Michael's garden, please visit our book, Gardens of the Great. You can see Michael's garden in there, and you can purchase it from our website, branchelandscapes.com. Thank you so much, Michael. It was fantastic having you this morning, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bless you. Take care.
Thank you.